Hello, hello, welcome back. And today we're talking about diet and specifically the carnivore diet and how it can completely turn your life around in like 1 day or 2 days, especially if you have an autoimmune condition, and which is kind of like where your body's attacking itself. And I won't go into the whole science of that, but a lot of this can happen for women who are super high achievers and have used up all of their testosterone levels, because that's what we use to go, go, go and get things done, right? And that's the hormone we use. And it's only produced by our adrenal glands and our ovaries. So when we use that all up, all kinds of really nasty things can happen in our body. Like the mafia comes and gets you for sure. And so today I'm going to be sharing something that happened with me just like 4 days ago that completely took my autoimmune condition full on. And it was so bad. And I'm going to share it with you guys and the solution, so if any of you are going through that, you can know how to turn that around so you're not having to take medication or any of those things. And yeah, I think this will be a super amazing video for you guys. And it's even for if you just want to have a flat stomach and have glowing skin and no acne and just be like in the body of your dreams, even without really having to exercise, like at all. Like it's really absolutely amazing. And it's even proven, like when you go to the doctor, they'll say you have the best blood work of anybody, or even older people who are on the carnivore diet. They'll go into the doctor and the doctors will be telling them, you're like my healthiest patient of like anybody. And it will reverse age you. Like if you're older and you just start eating this way, you'll start looking like tens of years younger. And yeah, it's just overall super amazing. And anyhow, so let's get into it. So first of all, my name is Amanda, if you're new here, and welcome. And here we talk about everything self-development and how to become the best version of ourselves, become our own dream girl, you know, who we were born to be. And yeah, so definitely subscribe and comment down below what you think about this, because I know this can be a controversial topic, because anything about diet really is, but I'm just sharing what has worked for me and what I've seen work for other people too. So as you guys know, like this past month, this is like March 2024, the past month, like mid-February through like mid-March. For some reason, like I had been going through like this really rough time. And I talked about that in my last video of how to get yourself out of a funk and get yourself back to joy, even when you've been feeling like crying and everything and just hopeless and all the crazy things that we can, you know, we humans can go through. So definitely check that one out if you guys have experienced the same thing or are going through that and want to know like how to get out of it. That's a super amazing video. But in today's is kind of a lead off from the last one where I told you a big part of what I was going through was, or where I wasn't making it any better for myself, was diet. I had completely fallen off my diet routine. And so you guys who have seen my channel, or you guys can scroll back through the videos, I have made videos on diet and the carnivore diet and how I stay, you know, slim and healthy and all of those things. And it's through the carnivore diet. And so here I'm going to be sharing something with you guys that's super good. But going through that rough time, you know, the last month, for some reason I had gotten this concept in my head of I deserve it, of like I deserve this. And to explain, I'd heard other people say this that I had been around. They'll be having a Coca-Cola and just being like, because I deserve this. And it was really weird, and I did not like that. I did not like that mentality at all. But for some reason it had kind of gotten into my head. And once I had started this new job at the, you know, drafting and design firm, I'd kind of fallen into that, like, oh, I'm working so hard, I deserve to have like this little candy bar or whatever. And I was doing that every day. So that was bad. And I already have this condition where it hasn't been professionally diagnosed. It kind of has by my eye doctor, but not by like a physician, because I don't really go to the doctor. And the ones that I had gone to would never find anything wrong with me, even though I knew something was terribly wrong, because even since I was 15, I had felt like I was 90 because all my joints would hurt so bad. My hair was falling out. Like I had a whole bunch of things happening. My eyes would be like so dry, like absolutely no tear production. It was really bad. And what I later found out from watching other people, and this one lady in particular, that it's an autoimmune condition, and it's like when your body attacks itself, and when you eat certain foods, it can completely aggravate that, completely trigger that, and make your joints hurt even worse, and be taking, eating up your tears and everything. Like it's really, really bad. It's super painful, and like it hurts to hold your phone, it hurts to go to sleep at night, it hurts to do anything. Like your hands just hurt, your joints just ache. Like it's really, really bad. And let's see, where was I going with this? Yeah, but I had gotten it. So I had known that since like 2 years ago when I figured this out, that I need to like change my diet to be able to fix this, as the only way to do it without medication. And what causes like the inflammation, where your body starts attacking itself, which triggers with the food you eat, that's where I was going with this, is gluten and grains. They really trigger the body, and it can really trigger an attack where it just gets super bad. But if you can take those things out of your diet, then your body like calms down and actually starts rebuilding itself and starts feeling fine, instead of making things really, really bad and worse. Like you actually start healing when you start feeding yourself healing foods. So I had already known to only be eating meat and veggies because it had been so bad in the past. But since I had been eating so healthy and so clean for so long, I had kind of gotten into the thing where I could eat some grains and some sugar and stuff and not feel bad. And I had kind of really pushed that. So it had happened in February, mid-February, the same time I started the job. Right before that, I had taken this trip to see my friend, and it was so bad because I totally did not stick to my diet, because it's no fun to be like, oh, I only eat this, like I can't eat that. So I was like eating everything. My dad had ordered dessert, so I even had some dessert, and so I was completely not on my diet on the trip. And then when I came back, I just kept going with it because of that I deserve it mentality thing that I had gotten, which I already talked about. So I was having like the granola bars and like everything that I should not be having because of what can be triggered by it, right? And anyhow, also with all of that happening, with life being busier, I fell off my health rituals. I'm looking down because I wrote notes. Like walking a lot outside, doing grounding, I'd completely stopped. Exercising, eating healthy, instead of only eating meat and vegetables and no grains or sugar, I was not doing that. I had stopped eating healthy and taking my supplements and like my vitamins, which I take, like propolis, which is from bees, royal jelly from bees, which is super like powerhouse foods for you. Neem, which is a tree from India. The leaves are super bitter, but the powder is so good for you to drink. And like honey, I'd make myself honey lemon tea every morning with black cumin oil, which is amazing for like staying healthy and killing anything bad in the body. And garlic oil, and I'd put that in my tea. I was like doing super good with all the supplements. I'd take magnesium. I forget all the things. I'll have to do a video on that. But I completely like stopped doing all of those. And my internal health wasn't being tended to either. Like I wasn't reading because I was tired. I wasn't listening to courses and learning and podcasts and sermons and my quiet time and praying and meditating. All the things that fill me up, I had completely stopped doing. So, and then, you know, it just all piled up, okay? So 4 days ago, which was Thursday, my mom was going out with a friend, and I went with her because I had a day off, and, you know, we had a sandwich, which I had it with lettuce wrap instead of bread, so I was doing good, right? But they gave such tiny portions. I was absolutely starving still, and it was mostly a dessert place, so I was already getting tempted. And the problem is when you start eating a lot of sugar, like I have been for the past month, you start craving it even more. And they had like this lemon mascarpone cake, which I love mascarpone cheese, and I love lemon, and I was like, oh, that looks so good. And so guess what? I ordered it because I was still hungry, and I didn't want to look bad by ordering another sandwich, because for some reason my ego was like, oh, what will they think if I order another sandwich? And so guess what? I ate that. And anyways, I'll get back to this story, but I'm going to finish what I had written since I forgot. So I was saying it all piled up. For a month I wasn't eating good, and it showed. Like my stomach was poofing out instead of being perfectly flat like it usually is. And I was breaking out again, I was lethargic and irritable, and yes, it had to do with my situation, whatever, you know, was making me miserable, but, you know, whatever spirit it was. But I had made it worse by eating bad. And, okay, which I think I already talked about this. But okay, so Thursday came and I had the cake, right? And I about died afterwards. It really felt like it. I was so miserable. So we went and did Costco, we did put stuff away, and then I just completely like went on my bed and just laid down to sleep, like the whole afternoon till evening. And it was so weird. Like I don't just sleep for like 4 hours in the middle of the day. And I was so irritable because I could hear everyone making sounds, and then the boys coming home from work, and just like, you know, the clanging and movement and all this stuff. And I was just getting irritated, which usually that doesn't happen. You know, trying to sleep, I was getting irritated. And that evening, I just had like the worst headache. Like I have like this thing like with my neck where I get these really bad headaches. Which, of course, like, I've gone to the chiropractor and God's been totally helping heal me with that. But for some reason, like, this had completely triggered again like it had been, like, 2 years before, when the headaches were so bad. And that night, all my joints were just aching so bad. Like, my fingers, like, just, like, to move them a little bit was hurting so bad. And I couldn't, like, hold my phone, I couldn't move. I mean, I could, but just like would hurt so bad. My elbow joints, my shoulder joints, my neck, my knees, my hip joints, like everything just ached so bad. Like I was like crying. It was so bad. I didn't know what was wrong because I hadn't had this flare-up happen in a while, so I kind of forgotten what it was like. And I was like, maybe I'm coming down with a flu or something, because I was going like hot and cold, and it was so weird. And that night, I was just sleeping knowing that I do not want to wake up tomorrow or get up, because I don't know how I'm going to get out of bed, because my headache is so bad. My joints ache so bad. I don't see how I'm going to get out of bed. And that night, you know, when all this was happening, I was also feeling like so low in spirit, like thinking the whole world was wrong, like I'm such a bad and terrible person, like why am I the way I am? Like all of these horrible thoughts, like super hopeless, and things that I haven't really thought since, like I was thinking like how the world thinks, who has no hope and doesn't know what they believe and all that. I was having those thoughts, which I've studied and, you know, have had experiences and like all this stuff where I know better than to have those thoughts. And yet I was feeling that. And I kind of remembered on Instagram, I'd seen this post a long time ago of this woman saying, when I feel that life is completely horrible and everything is falling apart and I might as well just die, that I just remember that it's probably, you know, my cycle time of month. And sure enough, a week later, I'm totally fine again. So just keep that in mind. So that kind of went through my head. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just at an off time. Maybe it's that. And anyway, so I left it at that. I was kind of like, you know, and of course praying because it's so bad. You have nothing else to turn to. And the next morning, I was actually a lot better. I mean, I still was feeling a little bad and my joints were still achy and everything, but I was able to get out of bed and everything. And I was still like on the verge of tears though because of the pain and a bit of headache and such. And so my mom was like, well, just take Tylenol. And I was like, it's not gonna help. I know what I did to myself. And I'm mad at myself. That's why I'm on the verge of tears, because I knew better than to do that, you know, to eat that way. I'd completely like brought this on myself, right? And so we talked and we were like, we decided that, you know what, Amanda, you're going to stay on that diet. Only eat meat, mostly, you know, because that's the only thing that's filling, really, and vegetables, and do not have any grains or sugar. Like, be very strict about sticking with that. So, you know, so this doesn't happen again, because it really is so miserable. And so I did that all of Friday, all of Saturday, today's Sunday. And even on Saturday, yesterday, just after one day of being back on carnivore, I could completely tell a difference. And it was absolutely amazing. Like, my stomach went down flat as usual, even though I'd been eating so bad that whole time, eating lots of rice and carbs and all kinds of stuff. And my joint pain had pretty much like completely gone away. The headache went away. My face started clearing up again. Like, I'm not like super broken out anymore. When just looking in the mirror, I was like, wow, you're glowing. And, you know, I was happy to see myself in the mirror instead of unhappy. So carnivore diet really is the way to go. You know, just have meat, because that's the only thing that's filling. You know, vegetables, you don't get full on vegetables. And vegetables are fine with me, so I still eat them. People who are super strict on carnivore just have meat. So find, you know, what's right for you. Dairy kind of makes you break out, so kind of decide if you want to do that or not. Or especially if you have allergies, like with springtime and stuff, stay away from dairy. And yeah, I think that's the main things. And definitely stay away from grains, because they are inflammatory. And it's actually like scientifically studied and everything. And you can even see it yourself with bread. After you have bread or pasta, you'll notice you feel a little bloated afterward. Or even if you just put yeast and stuff in water and gluten and put a balloon over it. I think it's a kid's experiment. There's so much gases that come out of it, you see like the balloon expand versus just regular water. So that's why this diet is so good, because it's so anti-inflammatory, and that's healing. Because inflammation is the #1 cause of aging, of our genes, of our genetic expression, which then shows on our skin and our body breaking down or not breaking down. Yeah, inflammation is the #1 cause of aging, because that's what arthritis comes from, or rheumatoid arthritis, which is like an autoimmune condition, or all of those things. So definitely stay away from gluten and stuff, and especially in America and the Western countries, it's pretty much poisoned the way they have changed the grains so much that it is so bad for you to eat. If you want to go deeper into this, check out Dr. Davis and the wheat belly diet, where you completely stay away from all grains, not just gluten, but like oats, barley, you know, everything. So yeah, definitely try this out for yourself. Try just having meat and vegetables and taking out all the grains and sugar from your diet, and see what a drastic improvement it does. Like, I think you'll notice something in 1 day, if not 3 days, and you'll definitely see a difference in 7 days, and you'll probably be at your ideal weight in a month of just doing this. Like, it is crazy how amazing it works. And it's so healthy. It's so healthy. And if you're wondering like, well, what will I eat? Well, what I eat is just like 2 eggs and some meat, like ground meat for breakfast. And for lunch, I have like a beef, like a hot dog, a sausage, and with a sweet potato or an avocado. And then for dinner, I either make myself 2 more eggs with sausage, or if we're having fish and vegetables, or, you know, anything like that. So you actually can eat a lot of stuff, and you'll be so happy with how you feel. And especially if you have some autoimmune condition or weird stuff happening like we talked about that I go through, you'll definitely enjoy this. Yeah, I definitely want you guys to try it out. And let me know how it goes in the comments below. And if you want to go deeper into this, I also offer health coaching. Just send me an email if you're interested, and I will walk you through and help keep you accountable through the whole way. Because I know how to get back on track even when I fall off. So I can definitely help you. And yeah, you deserve to be in the best body of your life that you are super happy in. And yeah, to do that, just to get my email, sign up for my free play sheet below, and you'll get my email that way. And the affirmations in there and the whole little package I've put together for you for free is so, so good. And if you want to go deeper into this in a different way, definitely check out my inner work course, Divinely Favored, which goes into all the things to just blossom into your best, most vibrant self. And the other secret thing that I offer is my Western shirt course. If you're into sewing, I've made this so that if you're new to sewing or don't really know how to understand patterns, but you want to make something for the men in your life, and like this is such good presents for my father and brother and family relatives. And once you get the hang of it, it goes so easy. So that's what that's for. Definitely check that out. All the links are below. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye.